Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're all having sorry lady. Hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5 where today I'm looking at, well, currently, oh dear, I've miscalculated here. I thought there was a road. I have made a grave error. Let me just back up really poorly. My driving is awful today. So I'm going to be recording this video as these two vehicles I'm going to be showing today are currently, as I'm recording, secret unknown vehicles that have not been released in GTA Online but were added as part of the Cunning Stunts update. However, knowing that in the previous video they were also supposed to be secret cars and then they got released, well, I'm sure you'd know, if the title of this video says new trucks, then they've been released. If the title says secret trucks, then they currently haven't been released, but they will soon be released for GTA Online. So in this video, we'll be looking at two different trucks. We got this pickup truck, and then we got something that's a little bit different and pretty damn cool, so we'll be checking that out a little bit later. But first, before we get into any of that stuff, there's going to be some comments on the screen. There's a comments featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments featured, you can leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget that you can follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links for that are in the description as always. And also, don't forget to check out our sponsor. I'm always sponsored, but I'd never really do like a sponsored video. I've actually got one coming very soon, which I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy. But I do have a sponsor for this channel, and that is Loot Crate. You can find links in the description where you can also get 10% off your first box, and also it helps out the channel. But I'm going to be doing a Loot Crate video another time. But I thought I'd just remind you guys and let you know that it's there. So, let's jump over to Los Santos Customs and let's see what we can do to this thing. Okay, here we are. And look at that. I love it when I see this Panto. It's always the exact same spec. I don't know if Rockstar actually designed it to look like that or whether that's just the random thing that Rockstar always gives. But that same modified Panto is actually, it's appeared in quite a few of our videos now. Or actually, if anyone could tell me what videos that car was featured in, I would be thoroughly impressed. Let's go into here then, and let's modify this truck. Okay, here we are. So let's just go for brakes, race brakes. I'm gonna try and attempt to jump over Mount Chiliad in this thing. It's gonna fail so badly, but I want to see because it might be possible. We don't know yet. Let's go for some level 4 engine upgrades. In fact, with that drop, with that increase, actually probably not. It's probably gonna be way too heavy and way too slow. On the lights, sadly those lights don't seem to light up, but I'll go for xenons on this one. Neon kits we're not going to worry too much about. On the plates, let's go for some black plates, although I think I might change the colour in a minute. Then we have some respray. I don't think we have a livery on this one. There is no livery on this truck, sadly. It's a shame. Out of all of the cars that were added in the Cunning Stunts update, this is the only one that does not have a livery. I don't know why, but it just doesn't have one. I don't know. It seems that this vehicle and the other one are definitely sort of like they're support vehicles for racing rather than being for racing. But it's a shame that we couldn't have a livery on this one. Let's go for the respray then. And let's just go for, I don't know, metallic. Oh, white. I'm feeling white on a lot of vehicles at the moment, so I might be swayed to go for white when it might not look best. But let's just go for a nice simple colour. Let's go for the Figureight bright orange. That's always a good colour to go for. And maybe I'll also change. Actually, should we keep the plates with black? It looks nice in black. We'll keep it black. On the roof, we can have no roof. Oh! Oh! Oh, well, that's such a huge shame that we can't have the livery, because this looks so damn cool, especially with that thing on the back. Let's just go for, it actually came with no roof as standard. That's interesting. Well, let's go back to the stock roof on that one. On suspension, well, this is supposed to look like a jacked up truck, but this is what we can have. There's our drop. Yeah, let's just keep it all lifted with this one. Transmission, let's go for some race transmission. Turbo, let's go for turbo tuning. Wheels, we'll probably mind you, they are ugly as hell wheels. What have we got in off-road? Should we go for, they look really lost in those arches. They're a little small, is all I can say. In fact, this isn't supposed to be an off-road vehicle. Let's go for sport. Yeah, okay, look, they are very similar in size and everything else, so let's try and go for a sport one that matches, although none of them really do, to be honest with you. Well, let's, I don't know, Wangan Master? In fact, they don't really go with that at all, do they? Sod it. I'm going to go for the Endo V1s on this one. There we go. I tell you, I'm very curious to see how this looks slammed. It's supposed to be jacked up, but I'm going to go for suspension. competition suspension, and I'm just going to turn that all the way down, and then I'm going to use slam it in a minute, as I'm very curious to see how that looks. So turbo, tuning, everything is all done. Windows, let's go for light smoke as always. I don't like super tinted. I don't know. Well, that's not that bad. Solid, let's go for limo. Let's change it up. And wheel colour, we'll go for black, so they don't stand out all that much. There we go. Sadly, not much we can do with that. That's pretty much it. Actually, I'm going to see what extras we can have. So let's go to the menus, customs here, and go to extras. Is there any extras? There's only one. Oh, that's the extra there. Ah, I see. So, yeah, you can just remove that as an extra, but that's not really a thing. Right, let's just go to the slam it. Here we go. Wow. That's actually, it could have gone down a little more at the front there. Oh my god, that looks incredible. How does this sound? It doesn't sound like much of anything, really. What's it like on the interior? Interior's pretty basic. Look around. Yep, not much on this at all. Just another interesting truck with a nice back on it at least. It's a double cab, and I don't know if we've had a double cab pickup truck before, so at least that's something new. Right, let's quickly take this over to Mount Chiliad then. I imagine it's going to be an absolute failure, but let's see how much we can fail. Okay, and I'm going to make sure to get rid of this slam it. Look at the camera on the front. That's ridiculous. Right, let's just turn off slam it. There we go, so we can at least get some sort of jump. In fact, if we fail this, I'm actually going to use slam it to make it higher, and hopefully it will float over. Let's see. So let's go back here. There we go. Give it a bit of a rev, and off we go. This is probably going to be the slowest climb we've ever seen on this map. Still going. Still going. Still going. Fake look at watch. Still going. This is not going to work. Let's go for a nice little boost to try and help us over. Oh my god. Did that work? Oh my god. Okay, if we just had a truck that was slightly faster, that would have been the method. We had to just try and jump over that side bit. Wow. Oh my god. Let's see if we can hit the marked target. Right down bottom. Oh god. I don't think we're going to build up enough speed for this one. No. I think this might be a fail. Is there actually some way to make the cars travel further in the air? I know you can have that thing with the bike where they sort of like tilt backwards or something. This is probably going to have... Okay, it's not as far as the Tampa, but it's pretty close. That wasn't that bad. Right, I'm going to try that jump again because I want to see what it's like when I slam it onto like the super floaty one. Let's see if we can float down to the target. Okay, so as this car is a bit wrecked, let's just repair that first. Then we're going to slam it. So we can have it. Let's just go for... I think it's like crabs is like the first lowering one. Then we have tiptoeing. I'm growing. I'm tall, aren't I? Such high. And I'm a skyscraper. There we go. I'm a skyscraper. And let's just go back to customs as well and change our suspension to stock, just to get it a little bit higher still. There we go. We're actually starting to... In fact, actually, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. No, 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 no. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. Oh, God. This isn't going to work. It's just floating away. Okay, let's just go for such high. There we go. I think we might actually have grip with that one. There we go. Let's just pop this back here. I don't think we'll actually be able to pick up enough speed to use that, so that might be a terrible idea. Tiptoeing. Let's give this one a try, just on tiptoeing, because any higher than that, and there is actually absolutely no grip to even touch the ground. In fact, this might make it slower in the end, and it will probably be a failed experiment. But it's nice to experiment, because maybe we could have had a secret cool thing that we could have done, but I think this one might turn out to be a fail. Let's hit the side again, so we can try and get a bit more of a jump. Yeah, that's absolutely terrible. Okay, well that's the end of that truck then. Let's move on to the main feature of today's video. Once we land at the bottom of this hill. Actually, it's a mountain. It's not a hill. Wow. Okay, here we go. I want it to actually explode. If we can. Although I have a feeling actually the vehicle might be invincible, so that probably won't happen. Pretty sure it would have actually exploded at that one back there. So, oh no, it did explode. Ah, it did work. Yeah, I kept having this issue with things not blowing up, so I turned off invincibility. Definitely worked. And we're still going. Still going. Still going. I'm actually still steering this, even though it's all exploded. I can't drive anywhere, but look, my steering is actually still working. And I'm missing one of my wheels now. That's not good. And I've hit a tree. And we've come to a stop. What a drop that was. I can't even see. There it is right. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to look at. There we go. Right up there is where the top of Mount Chiliad. That's where we just came from. Right up there. Right, okay. Let's change over to the new truck then. The more exciting and awesome truck. Because this one was actually pretty boring. And here it is. Right next to what seems like its bigger cousin, the Brickade. Here we have the rally truck. Now, as I said earlier in the video, these two trucks are definitely more like service vehicles for the rally cars themselves, like a truck that the rally team might come in. Although this one does actually have netting, so I think this might actually be an actual off-road rally truck and not so much a service truck, but I guess you could maybe use it for both. I don't know, but this thing does actually look ready and kitted to do some sort of like Paris-Dakar rally or something. And as you can see, it's a little bit smaller than the Brickade, but it is very similar in stature, which is pretty cool. But the one thing that this can do, which the Brickade can't, is it can have livery put on it. And it looks pretty damn amazing. So let's take... Oh, by the way, also, it's not actually that slow. Just look at how fast this thing is. I mean, for a truck, that's a lot of... Okay, that's a lot of two-wheeling. Okay, I'm already on my side. Okay, in a more better suited... Okay, I'm on my side again, aren't I? Okay, well, apparently not so great at cornering. And on my side again. Oh, God. Hang on. Is this because I've got... I think I might still have that slam it feature still on. Yeah, it's because I had it on tiptoeing. Right, let's just turn that to off and give that another try. There we go. See, it's a lot faster now. There's a lot more grip. That is almost a dead rabbit. See, look, we're still going. No leaning. Oh, there we go. That's it. A proper handling truck that's actually pretty quick. Look at this. Look how fast I'm going in this small space. And down these roads here. It's going to be fun. See, there's a bit of leaning, but there's none of that tipping over. So, yeah, that was definitely Slam It's fault. This is actually a pretty nice handling truck. There we go. Right, let's just rally this thing down to Los Santos Customs and see what we can do to this, because I'm very excited to see what sort of liveries we have on offer. I've got to say, I absolutely love driving this thing. What's the inside look like? Let's have a look, see. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I've got my smashed windows and stuff, but we have got this all around the side. And we've got a... Yeah, this is a definite truck interior here. There's a bit of a sign that is a rally vehicle with those stripped out doors and stuff like that. Although I'm pretty sure actually the barracks had the same. This looks very similar to the barracks in that regard then. But I don't know. I don't think there is anything to do the interior with, but let's just give this a try. And maybe we can make this a bit more rally inspired. Because apart from the netting, it actually looks quite nice in here. Right. Let's go. If it will fit. It cannot be modified. So I guess this would have to go to Benny's, but my Benny's mod doesn't work, so I'm going to pick somewhere nice, and I'm going to modify this thing with Menus Customs instead. Okay, so I've scared some of the women on the beach. Oh no, they're going back. They're fine, they're fine. I'm just going to hang around with the nice bikini-clad babes down on the beach. There we go. Right. Let's just actually turn to this side so we've got a nice bit of sun so we can see what we're doing there. There we go. That's looking pretty nice. That's a nice place to stop. Right, let's go to vehicle options, repair vehicle first of all. There we go. And go to Menus Customs. So first of all, livery. Let's do that straight off the bat. So we have Globe Oil. Look at that. That's a lot of stickers. That's a lot of sponsors I can see right there. But I guess if you have a truck, there's a lot of sponsor space. Get more sponsors, more money. Or we have the Fukaru Rally, which actually, although it's got a lot of stickers on it again, there's a better design with this one. I definitely prefer how this one looks, although I do like that yellow bit on the front. But I definitely think the Figureight one is better. Okay, so we'll go for that one. Wheels, well, I have a feeling that the off-road wheels aren't going to look that great. Let's give that a try. Actually, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. Should we go for that? Should we go for those wheels? Or maybe Dune Basher? Little old Celica Supra wheels? I don't know. Should we go for that? Raider? Let's go for some Raiders, actually. How does that look compared to stock wheels? Yeah, let's go for some Raiders. Should we make them chrome instead? Let's go for chrome, Raider. Actually, no, let's not go for chrome. Let's just go for normal Raiders. There we go. Let's go for some custom tires. Yeah, get some writing on those tires. Looking pretty good. Let's go for a stage 4 engine upgrade. Go for some race brakes. Transmission. Let's go for race transmission. Then on suspension, we can go for lowered, street, sport, competition, race. Not much of a drop there, but it's probably going to give us some more downforce, and we need that even though it is a pretty nice handling truck already. But let's just go for some race suspension so it handles a bit nicer. Paints, well, let's just see. So we have, let's go for classic, and, oh, it's just going to change that bit there. Okay, that's nice, pretty simple. Actually, I quite like how, not that one, but the dark steel. Dark steel actually looks nice. Now, I actually have, because in menus customs, we actually have the utility and worn colors as well. So maybe, let's just go back to our primary here. Go to utility, and let's see what better colors we can find in here. We can go for that dark silver. That's looking pretty nice. Or we can go for pearl gold. Actually, that's not too nice at all, really. Or we can go for red, bright red. They're going to match with the other red. Oh, blue, midnight blue. Midnight blue looks pretty nice. Or seafoam blue looks pretty nice. Lightning blue, police blue, not so much. Lots of blues in that utility one. And there we go. There's also worn. So we have graphite, which looks pretty nice. And also it makes it quite matte as well. It doesn't make it that shiny either. Ooh, there's some nice colours there, but they don't really go with the colouring. And do you know what I quite like? The off-white looks nice, but that white actually looks nice too. Maybe we'll go for white. So I think our options are graphite or white. So there's that one. And then there's white. Do you know what? I'm going to go for white. Solid. I'm going to go for white on that one. There we go. And I'm going to make this look nice and dirty already, as it's supposed to be a rally truck. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is a hell of a lot of dirt. That looks pretty damn cool with that all on there. Nice. Okay, paint fade's not going to do anything, is it? No, we're not going to worry about that one. Okay, wheels. Let's change the wheel color to... well, we could just go for a darker color. Or maybe black. I mean, when the mud on it already, we can't really see it that much. We could actually have it in red to go with the red. Should we go for red wheels? Yeah, it's supposed to be a rally truck, so let's go for red wheels. Neons, doors, we don't need to worry about any of that stuff. Windows, let's just go for a... Well, oh dear, actually that tints that bottom bit. That's not nice. We're not going to tint. Okay, we're going to ignore that. Emblems, well, that's just all the online stuff. Extras, there is no extras. Turbo, we turn that on. And that's pretty much it. Done. That's looking pretty nice. Okay, let's just go for... Well, that's it, isn't it? That's everything done. We can turn the lights on. That's one thing that I like to do. Just looking to have those lights on. Looking pretty nice. And there we go. All finished. Oh my god. Okay, this is fast. For a truck, this is actually blindingly quick. Okay, I think this might be a bit heavy to go up that thing on Mount Chiliad, but let's give it a try. As you never know. There we go. Reversing in. Bit more. There we go. Oh, no. Whoa! No! Okay. Oh, hang on. Thank God for air brake mode. Okay, here we are. All lined up. Give it a bit of a rev. Not that much to really go for it. In fact, actually, I'm going to change the noise of the engine because it just sounds so much better if we was just to stick in a really cool sounding engine. Let's go to an engine sound, select vehicle, muscle, of course. What are we going to get from the drift tamper? How does that sound again? Yeah. Actually, that sounds like a bit of a weak engine. We need something that sounds bigger and meatier. What about the Frankenstanger? Ooh, that sounds nice, but maybe not in a truck. I don't know, actually, these actually sound like something you wouldn't get in a truck. Oh, slam van. I think we can get away with it. I'm gonna go for that sound then. There we go. Right. Ooh, nice. Cinematic view to start. And let's go. Here we go. I'm gonna keep that in cinematic mode because this actually looks amazing. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be way too slow to jump over this. I can just feel all the power draining by the time it gets to the next booster. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is not going to work at all, is it? I'm going to get like maybe 10 feet. Oh my god, I'm going to run him over! Oh, shit. Wow! That was an amazing landing. Oh, we're still going! We're still going! Oh, okay, no. I think... Okay, where's it going now? I think we might actually miss the ramp. I think we're heading in the wrong direction now. No, we're landing towards the ramp. Can we get on the ramp? Actually, I think we've missed it at this point. No, it's blown up. Oh dear. Is that slow motion? Did I just do that? Oh, I could do slow motion. I didn't know I could do that. What the hell? I had no idea I could do slow motion. That's amazing. Apparently that... Oh, it was only that camera mode because it's already gone again. Well, that was cool. But, yeah, that was a pretty big failure. There we go. There's Michael. He's completely flame retardant. He'll never burn. Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. That is the 2 secret trucks from the latest Cunning Stunts update. There is a chance that these may be released. You'll know in time because I'll change the heading. Although, if you're watching this in the future and it is out, if this is at the time of release, of this video release, a secret, I'll have the secret title. If it is of time of video release out, then I will have it as new trucks. I don't entirely know. I like doing that. That's fun. There we go, guys. That is it. I'd love for you guys to let me know in the comments which truck do you think's better. I think the answer is going to be this. Maybe you would have picked a different livery and color. I'd love to see your designs, actually. Maybe when this comes out on GT Online, you can send pictures to me on Twitter. You can find my Twitter link in the description below at Figureight. But there we go, guys. That's it. Can I try and jump onto the top of this roof again? Let's give this one last go. No. And there we go. I'll see you all next time, guys. Goodbye.